All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit to add to my other video. What are some things you want to look for in a great SHTF knife? And so, what do you mean by an SHTF knife? And I'm going to say that means a knife that may be stashed someplace and then called upon to perform whatever task you need performed, especially in a high stress or emergency situation, or in a situation where it's not easily replaced. You can't just call up Amazon and, hey there, and get a replacement. So then, what are the things that you're really looking for in an SHTF knife? And what I really want to leave you with is my priorities, especially if you're talking about budget knives. The thing that's most important to me is toughness and durability. That you can beat on it. Any knife, if you get it dull, if you get the edge dull, you can sharpen it. If you break a knife and it is difficult to replace, then you are in a very difficult situation. And if you talk about budget knives, then you're already talking about very inexpensive knives. So, something to share from a knife maker that I read, and I think he was right on. There are three characteristics that you can have in a knife. You look at budget. So you look at price of a knife, you look at edge retention on a knife, and you look at durability and toughness on a knife. And those are the three things that you balance when you create a knife. And from there, with any knife, you really pick two out of those three characteristics. So if you have uh, if you want a knife that has a really great edge retention and is extremely tough, that's probably going to have a pretty high price tag on it. If you want an inexpensive knife, then you have to choose what are you going to prioritize? Toughness or this cat, toughness or edge retention. And on these knives, I would say definitely these knives prioritize toughness over edge retention. The Mora in particular does a really good job, whatever steel and heat treatment and edge geometry that they are using maintains an edge and does really well with edge retention. And so there's one situation where you can kind of cheat and get absolutely everything in a really great package, really great price. Otherwise, the made in China knives, your Milwaukee and your Master Force are, got that cat. Definitely prioritize toughness over edge retention, but I can take any knife and sharpen it up and keep it going and get work done with it. And I've used I've used the Mora to process over 10 deer. Um, the edge retention on it is good. It doesn't get touched up partway through an animal. The Milwaukee I've used to help process at least 4 deer. And the edge retention is okay and definitely needs to be touched up throughout the process. So those are those things that are, when you're talking about what are you looking for in a SHTF knife, I'm going to really recommend, and especially if you're already set yourself up for and saying, hey, I want a budget option. Okay, that's cool. So you're gonna, if you've already decided that you're gonna have an inexpensive knife, are you gonna prioritize toughness or edge retention? And my choice, again, like I said, is toughness. Although that Mora is pretty cool in that it really seems to, through I think mostly edge geometry and also somewhat steel quality, really have very good edge retention overall. All these are also very easy to sharpen, very easy to dull, very easy to sharpen. So those are some things that I look for and I prioritize in a general purpose or budget SHTF knife. Take care.